Let's go, legends. How's everybody doing? Let's go, legends. Got some very interesting price action today. Let's go. We'll be analyzing the situation here for the price of Bitcoin. Who said that we were not going to get some volatility today? It is Labor Day in the US. Markets are closed. What is going on? We did get a nice little pump, then dump, then pump back above. Let's analyze the situation here all together for the price of Bitcoin, legends, and make sure to absolutely smash up the like button on your way in. We'll be diving in through the technical analysis. We do have a lot of information with the current price action, many scenarios, and you need to pay attention, of course, because eventually we do have a very disgusting bearish case scenario that could take us very low, guys, to the low 100K levels, even below that. But there's also major bullish case, the extreme bullish case scenario that the low is in, which I do not think so, guys. Okay, been letting the legends know, of course, this morning that it's not my preferred scenario, but we'll be discussing how the price could develop in the next coming hours and days, guys. Very important. First of all, let's cover what we talked about. Where were the opportunities throughout the weekend based on yesterday's video update? Watch before Monday, guys. We like that title, okay? We do like the title. Watch before Monday, a little bit clickbaity, okay? But we talk about the major scenarios and levels, okay? Low not in yet. Low not in, guys. We could be forming one more low before we get a significant bounce for the price of Bitcoin. We were creating this bounce yesterday. We'll be going through the lower time frame just so you can understand, guys, the proper technical analysis. If you want to learn something, you are probably in the right place, guys. We do have data, track record, back testing, where you can see the information that we talk about. It's not BS, guys. It is pure technical analysis to learn and help you thrive in your trading journey, guys. This is what we like to do best: educate with proven track record, proven scenarios that we do have on the chart. Let's go right away. Based on yesterday's analysis video, we did get some pretty nice views, some pretty nice likes. You know, people are feeling a little bit bored with the like button being hit, but nevertheless, it is okay. We do have this scenario playing out based on yesterday's analyzing the waves and the different possibilities, right? A local double bottom would be very interesting. The main reason why is because the price of Bitcoin moved up in a very corrective way. This was explained on yesterday's video update. Very corrective, very choppy. We got the highest amount of volume with this movement to the upside and then correcting all the way down, which is very common for the end of a correction, if not a third wave. If the third wave does not continue to the upside and then get the correction, shallow correction, all right, without overlapping the pivots, then eventually we can consider an impulsive move. However, when we form a three-wavy move to the upside and the highest amount of volume is at the end with this correction, that's already a bad sign. Probabilities and testing the lows do increase, giving you the chance for that scenario that was mentioned yesterday on the video update. We revisit the lows, a double bottom to claim the highs again will be looking very interesting. And that is basically what happened today. The lows were revisited and we did get the pump here very nicely, right? Why was that? How did we come up with the prediction? It all had to do with this movement to the upside. Did not look too promising, right? So a double bottom was without an option based on the analysis on yesterday's video update, guys. Make sure to destroy the like button if you do like the content, because we are here to talk about different scenarios and different possibilities that could happen with the price action for Bitcoin. Let's go right away through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. We're not out of the woods here yet, guys. We're not out of the woods. Many scenarios, but every time we have less scenarios and different possibilities, okay? We'll be discussing the local price action, the downtrend structure that we had since all-time high, and we can zoom out basically and try and understand where could we be at, right? Why was this such a good level, right? We were dancing here throughout the weekend. I think everybody knows, if you did watch yesterday's video update, we did have, let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, guys. I'm, making a bit of a show here. Maybe you can't even hear me or see me. Let's go right away, okay? Bitcoin is the king. Without a doubt it is. Without a doubt it is the king. 𝗬𝗏𝘆 here, the legend himself, guys. Make sure to go and subscribe to 𝗬𝗏𝘆. He's an absolute master of technical analysis and trading. He is a coach in the Legends trading community, and people there absolutely adore 𝗬𝗏𝘆. They adore 𝗬𝗏𝘆 more than myself. I know, because he's an absolute legend. Shout out to you, 𝗬𝗏𝘆. He's here in the comment section. Go and check him out, guys. 𝗬𝗏𝘆 Trading on YouTube. Insane content, great education, great explanations. He's right over here. Let's dive in right away. Volume a bit low. Well, let's get the volume a bit high here. If the volume is low, hopefully volume is much better from now. Let me know if the volume is okay, if you can hear me. Shout out to 𝗬𝗏𝘆, the legend. We love you and 𝗬𝗏𝘆 equally. Well, that's nice. That's very nice. Me and 𝗬𝗏𝘆 are very similar with our analysis. We get along very well with our, our way of trading. Slightly different styles, but very similar way in analyzing the charts, okay? 𝗬𝗏𝘆 is a legend. Let's quickly say hello to the beautiful community, and then we'll understand why, why are we bouncing? Why are we reacting here at this zone? Well, I think it's relatively simple, right? We do have that cheeky point of control at that zone, okay? One second, I can hear my phone somewhere, but no need. We are in a live stream right now, so no emergencies. This is the emergency, so let's go right away. Okay, we do have the point of control eventually, which is not a bad level, guys. Holy moly. The biggest, highest volume node that we have from this consolidation, it's kind of really easy, right? It's like, damn, this is big support. The price can definitely get a nice little bounce from this region, right? So we did create that double bottom here with that point of control. Holy smokes, this kind of works. Right? This kind of works. Fixed volume profile from major range, point of control. Damn, let's all make money here, guys. Right? Well, it's not that easy eventually, right? Especially if you don't manage risk. You can get emotional. Remember to always lower your position entries, guys. Use 1%, 2%. This is a marathon, right? We want to make some money at the end of the month. We want to try and make some gains. Don't worry about the big trade. If you missed one, you're going to get into the next one, right? Tomorrow, after tomorrow. It doesn't matter, guys. The markets ain't going nowhere. You have the knowledge and the technical analysis, and opportunities always come to you. So don't rush into trades, okay? It doesn't matter if you miss one, okay? I missed the short from all-time high on Bitcoin. I missed it, guys. And I knew that we were very likely going to reject from here. It was so damn obvious based on this price action. I got into the long. I made a lot of money here. But I missed the short. And I didn't realize about the shorts. Damn. It doesn't matter, guys. Who cares? I'm making money here regardless, okay? So we don't want to rush into trade. There's opportunities that will come to you, right? It is crucial, guys. Don't worry about the price action, about missing trades. There's always opportunities in the market, right? Let's go. Let's get that thumbs up here. I am here to motivate you. I'm here to let you know that trading as a career is very much possible. Start slowly and consistently and scale up, guys. It is the best job in the world. If you do get there, once you make some money, you can diversify. You can buy gold, buy more Bitcoin, buy real estate, scale up. It does take years to scale up, guys, but it is very, very possible. It is very lucrative, and I am here to motivate you and share with you the analysis, the proven analysis setups that are very real. Managed risk is your best indicator out there, guys. Your risk management, you are trading against yourself, okay? Not against the market, against yourself. It is your responsibility to have very good risk management. Anyway, that double bottom with the point of control, which was also with the anchored VWAP from the pivot low of the rally that started in April, guys. This is a major moving average, right? It's the only moving average that I use, anchored VWAP or VWAP, right? Obviously, VWAP for scalping is very interesting. I will share with you what happened with the VWAP here locally, guys. Very impressive. We'll go through that later on. Anchored VWAP from April low. Hey, absolutely magical. Look at this bounce. Holy moly, this is absolutely awesome, right? Well, back down we are here, back down to business with the same goddamn level, but now we have the big boy here, point of control from this range that is even backing us up with more support. This doesn't mean that we're going to bounce here to all-time high here, guys. There's too many bearish case scenarios locally that we need to talk about, right? And I am worried. Guys, I am worried. I am worried because there's a lot of people bullish. This is it, guys, right? You are starting to get, buy the dip kind of situation. And without a doubt, a significant bounce from this level is possible. But I am skeptical that this is the low. It could be the low, but I'm very skeptical. There's too many scenarios. And what I do not like about this being the low, it would be too shallow based on the bullish structure that we've had since April. Okay? Since April, we are leaning with this is very likely the end of this structure. Very, very likely. Right? A 5-wave contracting diagonal, regardless if it's leading or ending, it doesn't matter. Right? We are correcting down now. Let's hope that we are correcting. This is, basically the reason why, we want to be a little bit careful here. But this would be shallow in timing, right? If we were to get a massive rally from here, oh yeah, this is Bitcoin, up we go, right? 200K. No, guys, absolutely not. This is not ready to get a massive V-shaped recovery in the next few weeks, in my personal opinion. Is it possible? Absolutely. What's not possible in the market? So, right, we got a 5-wave move up. This correction to be the low. When we take a look at timing from the low to the high of the 5th wave, I mean, it's too shallow, right? It's too shallow for a finished wave to the upside for this to be the correction, right? So we cannot get too excited here. We can look for longs, little scalps, little swing longs potentially that could last a few days to go to higher levels, but then ultimately maybe come down. So we'll be discussing this. Even has the risk of breaking down here, guys. There is the risk of a multiple 1-2 setup here. And it's the perfect zone to create a multiple 1-2 setup. Why is it the perfect zone? Because if we want to break such a significant level of support anchored VWAP with this point of control, this needs to break down with big volume. This breakdown will be epic if it does happen, guys. It will catch a lot of people off guard, dropping down over $5,000-$6,000, maybe $10,000. I wouldn't think that much, but who knows? Why? You need an insane amount of power of selling pressure to break down this major level. You ain't going to break down with this, funny business, this dancing action. You're going to get some bounces here. You're going to get some buying pressure. So maybe there is a plan of the market makers to break down here, and that is in confluence with the multiple 1-2 scenario, which is the bearish case. Holy moly, we're breaking down, right? We create 1-2, 1-2. We are in the third 1-2 scenario, and this is the perfect storm to break such a significant level of support, right? The only way we could break a big support like this is with a wave 3. Right? Or a C wave or a Y wave if we do get a bounce, then later on break down a little bit. But that's another story, right? We're talking about the most bearish case scenario here. If you want to break down such a solid level of support, it needs to happen with big volume. It needs to happen with a wave 3. Wave 3 is the most aggressive price action that you get, right? When we consider Elliott wave theory. And this is not invalidated, unfortunately. Multiple 1-2 setup. I don't want to get people scared, but it is a possibility. This is the classic descending wedge or whatever you want to call it, right? Where you're going to see a lot of people talking about this maybe throughout social media. It's going to be bullish, right? We're going to get an epic rally. And then you break down, right? It's very confusing. It's, this is a dangerous zone without a doubt. So if you're long with very good risk management, I am in a long, guys. But I am not adding to position or doing any of that funny business because I'll get wrecked and I don't want to do that. So this is a very bearish case that could happen, right? And the only way to break such a solid level of support, anchored VWAP and point of control is with a big breakdown, either in a wave 3 or a wave C, right? And, getting that volume kicking in to break the level. So this is possible, right? Multiple 1-2 setup here. Because you can count an impulse here. You got your flat here, another impulse here, double zigzag here, another impulse here, Could this be a flat as well? Maybe it is a flat. Maybe it is a flat. There is a possibility for this being a flat. No bueno, guys. No bueno, okay? I don't want to have any funny business long positions here or limit longs, because this could nuke down in a wave 3. It could nuke to the low 100K levels. So you do you, guys. I'm just telling you how I'm managing risk and how I'm playing the game here, which is very successful, right? I do have a track record, guys, and I can share it. And I can share you the losses and the wins. I have no issue with that. That's what you should get from successful traders. Show me your P&L. Show me your last 30, 60 days. Share with me, your track record and how you're managing the scenarios. I share it with the legends. There's no issue with it at all. Anyway, let's go right away through the different scenarios here, because yeah, maybe we don't get this bearish case. Maybe this does get an epic bounce. And I think, it is a scenario that you want to get in at the lowest price possible, managing risk. Going here in a nutshell, what we did have is a double bottom, which was very much an achievable long position that we mentioned on yesterday's video update. Double bottom, guys, test the lows, reclaim it, get into a long at least to visit the highs, which happened today. So, that's a nice day trade long. Now, what we did have here, I'm in a long position from this zone. I'm happy to talk, I am in that long. I'm in a short on Ethereum. I would prefer the price to nuke down, if I'm honest with you. It should drag Ethereum down as well, but I'm in a long position from this area. Small position, I'm ready to add to the position depending on what the price action does in this zone. But this was your best entry. This correction down was your best entry. I actually entered a little late. This is why I'm having a small position here. Anyway, what happened with this price action, apart from the double bottom, which is pretty obviously a good trade setup, as mentioned on yesterday's video update? What is interesting here is, these levels are absolutely awesome, guys. Previous week, previous monthly levels, right? Highs, lows, close, open, right? From previous week, previous, month, and even previous year. I got the previous year here just out of, it's just an interesting level, right? The highs of 2024 are actually here at 108.4K. Which is getting it is getting a bit of support, right? A little bit of dancing motion here, resistance here, back up, back here at support. Previous week close, the close of Sunday, guys. And holy moly, this is like, how good can it get, right? Today, we tested the previous week low, which was from Saturday, and we double bottomed, right? Double bottomed from previous week low on Monday. Right, so we are testing previous week low. We reclaim previous week close from Sunday. This is the Sunday close, guys. Sunday closed exactly at 108.2K. We reclaimed that level and got an epic bounce. The bounce was pretty epic, right? If you're day trading or scalping, you did get a bounce back testing the previous week close. The close of Sunday, which is here, guys. So, these levels are awesome, guys. These levels are very good. Previous week, high, low, close, open, same as previous month, right? We do have the month close, so we have very different monthly levels also today. So, anyway, let's go with the different scenarios and try and explain a little bit on how the price could develop here, because we do have, I want people to manage risk. This could be an exciting moment, as this is insane support, legends. It is insane support. We cannot deny that. The bounce here could be relatively good and take us to $113,000, $114,000. We do have that liquidity, which is very nice, above 111K, 113K, right? Absolutely good, nice, beautiful liquidity up there, right? We've got some pretty nice liquidity. There is liquidity to the downside, though, as well, beneath us, below 107K. So there's liquidity on both sides, right? It's difficult based on liquidity to try and predict the movement. Well, this is why we do TA, we do Elliott wave theory, we have confluence levels. So let's dive in right away through the Different scenarios. Let's just get this off the chart. We don't need it anymore. Go through the 1 hourly time frame. Shall we go through comment section first of all? Let's say hello to the beautiful community, and then we'll discuss how the price action could develop based on Elliott wave theory, the levels of resistance and confluence, liquidity. Suzanne, how are you doing? Much love to you. Hello everyone. Zach, Mohammed, on time as always. Absolute legend. I don't have good feeling about the market. Me neither. Me neither. I am scared. I am horrified. You know, we're still very downtrending, guys. Let's not forget about that, right? Let's not forget about that. We are extremely downtrending here. And every little bounce is forming a lower high, which is no bueno for the bulls, right? So we want to be cautious here, right? We want to be, without a doubt, cautious because we do have that bearish case. I like your feeling, right? We always want to stay a little bit on both sides, right? You can obviously be a little bit more bearish or bullish, but try and be equal, right? Realizing what is the highest probability scenarios. Bulls regaining strength. It does look like it, at least in the short term, or fake out again. We'll be discussing that, okay? It's all, yo, Frank Guides. We'll be discussing that because it's not about, it's all about positioning yourself with good risk management, right? You want to try and catch either the double bottom or the first pump rejection. I mean, this was a very, very steep rejection, so I am in doubt of this being a low and managing to rally here throughout the next coming hours and days. I'm in doubt, guys. You know, this was a quick pump and dump and now pumping back up again. So we're not out of the woods. Not out of the woods. This actually looks like an interesting level to short. It does. Technically speaking, it does look like an interesting level to short, guys. We are back testing the highs of the weekend. We are at the value area high, okay, of this range. This is a level of rejection. There's no doubt about it. Fake out from value area high. You know, let's be honest. This could be an ABC flat. Now you have your wave 1, wave 2, boom, nuke down, nuke city, guys, right? This is the level of rejection for the bears. That there's no doubt about it, right? 61878 Fibonacci, that's where we at. So there's going to be a lot of players out there, you know, looking to get into a short here. I mean, this is a level to short. Technically speaking, we do have the ABC flat scenario. A big move down, very one wavy. Nice little bounce into the golden pocket 7-8, which is the rejection point if we're considering a wave 2. Fake out from value area high, back testing the highs of Sunday, right? Very interesting area. Now, we have a scenario based on CVD. There's the Bybit bros, right? We know about the Bybit bros. They are shorting the market like crazy here. They are shorting the market like crazy, which is creating those bullish CVD diversions. So, yeah, you know, we do have Bybit bros with the lower lows on the CVD and higher lows on price action. Very steep. When we go to see the delta, I mean, Bybit bros are going all in here. Massive amount of open interest. 13 million shorts on this recent bounce. They are going short big time right now. Look at the open interest. 13 million shorts. We can see it on the CVD here. Big drop with open interest. They can get trapped eventually, right? They can get trapped and the price of Bitcoin could actually rally and liquidate the Bybit bros here. Bybit, you know, they are going short massively at the moment with open interest. So that's new open short positions with this pump. However, on other exchanges, we are getting people longing like crazy this pump, right? So we got bearish divergence throughout Bybit US dollar tether bros and Bybit US dollar perpetual. They are shorting like crazy. So we got a bit of a squeezed CVD divergence situation here. But US dollar Bybit Bitcoin USD perpetual, right, using Bybit as collateral on these trades, they are shorting big time. And this is pretty weird, right? Because they are using Bitcoin to short. You would rather want to use US dollar tether to short, right? Because, you know, it's losing value as you lose, you know, as you're using Bitcoin, which is interesting, right? Preferably you long with Bitcoin and you short with US dollar tether, right? But anyway, that doesn't really matter. I actually long and short with US dollar tether, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so yeah, just something very interesting here locally, right? When we're taking a look at local price action, we are, you know, we got a nice bounce from the previous week close. And right now we're back testing those highs with a very aggressive move down. You know, it's a, you know, depending if you're scalping, right? We did bounce out the VWAP. VWAP, oh my goodness. I mean, this was beautiful. What a beautiful bounce. I mean, I have a little bit of a swing trade mentality here because I'm in a long position. I could get stopped out, but I'm looking for higher levels if the bulls can prove themselves here. So it really depends on your trading style, right? I'm not here to make a few bucks based on these small little movements inside of this range. You know, I'm not in that game at the moment. I'm in the game of, if we do bounce, I'm looking for 113K plus. So I mean, that's it. I'm in that camp right now. But if you're scalping this zone, my goodness, previous week close, boom, boom, back test, little bounce. Take profits if you're scalping, right? And you know, be interested in a head short here potentially, right? Because you are back testing the highs of Sunday above the value area high. And this movement down has been pretty damn aggressive, right? There's no proper three-wave structure here. I mean, if you go to the 1 minute, maybe. I'm giving a chance here. You know, this might be the low. This might be the low, and the price does manage to form a higher low here and, you know, take off. It's a swing trade, basically. I'm interested in swing trading, as you do know. And if this swing trade does play out, you know, I do think that at a bare minimum, we could be getting all the way up to the previous week open, previous week highs, which are these lower highs right over here. It's such a beautiful zone. It's a zone to target, without a doubt. That's where we do have that significant liquidity, as shown here in the liquidity heat map. Above 114K, you know, is where you're getting the sweet spot in liquidity. So it is a little swing long position, right? And there is a chance for that to happen. If the bearish case does not happen and it ruins the party, which is basically getting this multiple 1-2 breakdown, which is no bueno, guys. You know, wave 2 here potentially could have, you know, top out in this region somewhere. Could test the highs again. I mean, if it is an expanding flat, it can really reach higher levels. You've probably formed your wave 1 of your expanding flat. Could reach 110.5. You know, this could be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You form a contracting diagonal here in your, you know, expanding flat. Maybe. And then you roll over. I'm very much aware of the bearish case here, guys. Very much aware. Okay, this is why you need to manage risk. And as explained before, it would be the big breakdown, right? For that massive level of confluence, the anchored VWAP from the April low, right? And the point of control. You need a big volume breakdown here, which would eventually be a wave 3. And then you form your 4-5s, right? And then maybe you get a nice little bounce throughout the next coming weeks after that happens. And then maybe you nuke back down. Too much information that is irrelevant at the moment, but just being aware of the bearish case, okay? So what's the bullish case scenario? There's 2 bullish case scenarios. 2 major ones. Let's go with my least favorite one, which is a finished WXY, double zigzag scenario. It is possible for this to be the end. Zigzag here, you got a nice 5 wave based on yesterday's movement down, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, create one more low and start popping up here, at least to take out the local highs, which is what we did. So depending on your trading style, take it as a scalp, a day trade. I am giving the bulls a chance here. This is why I'm lowering risk on my long, and I will be happy to add to the position depending on the price action that develops. If not, get stopped out, right? End of story. It doesn't matter. Stop losses are part of the game. I get stopped out a lot of times, guys. Many times. But when the wins are big, and I add to the position, we're talking about, this is a $1,000 profit here, 31,000, already 40,000 realized on Ethereum. Depends on how you're playing the game here. It depends on how you play the game. So on the bullish case scenario, I mean, this would be the most bullish one, which I'm not counting on it, guys. Zigzag down, a flat, and a zigzag down here. Eventually, if it is a WXY, you're looking for this to be the low of the correction. There is a valid count, but I don't like the timing of it, okay? Based on the timing of, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contracting diagonal, I'm not counting on this to be the low and, and start rallying here throughout the next couple of weeks to all-time high. It's just, it would be very rare. I haven't seen this much on the chart. After such a big move, this to be the end of a correction and then start rallying to all-time high. It's not common activity. It's just, you need to give it a possibility because there is a valid count here. But based on timing, it's not looking a great scenario, which leads you to other scenarios possible here. Right, one scenario would be this one as well, which is looking very interesting. This is the one that I am betting on locally with a low percentage capital. If we move down, I'm getting out, guys. I'm getting out. I'm losing a very significant, insignificant percentage of my capital, and I'm out. I would be happy if the price creates the bearish case. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, nuke down. Based on my Ethereum short, because I realize Bitcoin's king, guys. I know Ethereum has been performing very well against Bitcoin, but if Bitcoin nukes down to the low 100K levels, I can guarantee you that Ethereum's not going to pump, or it's not going to go sideways. It will take the hit with Bitcoin, you like it or not. Okay, I can tell you guys already. I know it's been holding very well against Bitcoin throughout this range. Let's be honest. It is true. But if Bitcoin takes the massive dump based on the multiple 1, 2 here, and it nukes down, breaking that big resistance, the drop could be, maybe it's going to be $6,000, $7,000 going to the low 100K levels. You think Ethereum's going to hold here? You must be delusional if you think so, guys. Okay, so we very likely will take that hit on Ethereum as well and get to the 4K, below 4K. I would say, if the bearish case happens on Bitcoin. And what I'm looking for on Ethereum, which was the general plan of the short position, I mean, this short position is a swing short, is looking for an ABC flat here, expanding flat with the potential target to get to the 1.618 extension, which is coming down to $3,700 range, basically inside of this order block zone, where I would expect some support and then eventually reverse. And when we go with that theory, you got that double zigzag up here for your B wave, and now 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? And you actually form that flat. This would, at the end of the day, this would be a flat. And this would be perfect, guys. It would be perfect because, come on, look at Ethereum, massive rally here, wave 2, and then you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big wave 3. Come on, we need some kind of a cool off here, guys. Chill out and then go and rally. This kind of needs to correct a little bit more. Chill out here, get a little bit of more downside. Then we're looking for epic long positions here. Don't worry about that. We'll get into long later on once the price comes to us and when the timing looks right. This ain't a moment to panic, guys. This is a moment to get excited, get in, because what we're expecting for the next coming weeks is a massive breakout from all-time high. This is the sweet spot area to really watch carefully how the price is getting developed. I'm waiting for this, guys. You can do you. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. and it's not working bad for myself. So eventually what we would be looking at here is your wave 4, right? Fibonacci from wave 2 to the top of wave 3. Perfect zone. 382 to the 50% Fibonacci. That's where we want our wave 4s. We cannot pump here to Valhalla with no correction. The price doesn't move like that. So we need to be a little bit patient here. If we were to move, it's better, guys. It is better that we do get the pullback and take out the lows. It's much better for a big breakout later. If we pump from here and take out all-time high, this is going to fail miserably. It's going to fail. It will fail if we go to all-time high with this correction. It's going to fail big time. Then maybe go up. I prefer Ethereum to actually correct from this area a little bit more, take out the lows, because then the power of the breakout could be much better. If we continue up here, it's going to fail. It's going to fail to succeed because it's too shallow. We haven't had a proper wave 4, and wave 4s are usually the longest, retracements, or at least a steeper one. The timing here is not good. Not good. Where's the timing here from the low to the top of the third wave, if we're considering this the top? I mean, we haven't had a proper pullback. Could this extend in a triangle? Maybe there is a chance. I would say there could be a chance that this could be a triangle, okay? A running triangle where you have A, B, C, D, E. If we really chop around here for another few days, then maybe this could be the wave 4, okay? And then we get the breakout. So overall, we still need a little bit more information, okay? But anyway, I'm just saying if Bitcoin does get the breakdown, this is going to break down aggressively. Below 4K at least, okay? So anyway, the other scenarios here taken into consideration is smash up the like button. That's the next scenario, guys, that we need to take into consideration, is smashing up the like. That's the next step here, right? Smashing up the like, you lazy boogers. And let's go through the comment section quickly. Wrong future Andy, change the future Andy. Wyckoff on smaller time frames. I'm not sure about that. Is that like a small little accumulation? Much love to everybody here. Sin Games, much love to you, brother. Always joining the stream, giving support. Smash the likes. Suzanne, much love to you. 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍, 100K looks good on you, Andy. Great work, homie. Guys, go and subscribe to 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍. He's an absolute legend. I always join his streams once in a while, and he always gives me an epic shout out. Let's all subscribe to 𝗖𝗿𝘆𝗽𝗍, guys. Okay, right away. Make sure to go and subscribe. He's an absolute legend. He's a very, very good scalper, okay? 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝘆𝗽𝗍, guys. He always does live streams, looks for scalping opportunities. He's very, very good, guys. Make sure to go and subscribe to his channel. Thank you very much for the kind comment, brother. And let's continue through the comment section. Liquidation at 3.5K. Rejected, dumping again. Well, yeah, I mean, if you consider this dumping, right? What if you're looking at the 15-second time frame? Well, you're going to have a heart attack, my man. You're going to have a heart attack if you're looking at the 15-second, right? There's no major dump. Anyway, let's go right away through a bit of higher time frame possibilities here, regarding Elliott wave theory and how the price could develop. Bearish case scenario, multiple 1-2 breakdown. That massive big support level, we ain't going to talk about it again. The low is in, WXY double zigzag. Nice double bottom yesterday. Nice little day trade if you watched yesterday's video. Okay, take it as a day trade. I am swing trading more. But this was a nice little bounce, okay, to make some nice quick little profits if you watched yesterday's video. Taking out the low and double bottoming and taking out the last lower high. Very, very nice. Other scenario is this one right over here, which is very interesting as well, where we do have our A wave right over here, your flat in your B wave, and your C wave. It's possible, of course, eventually. It does make sense. Then you have here the wave W finish. We would be considering this as a zigzag down. You got your double zigzag and an A wave. You want zigzag, okay, structures in the A wave of a flat, only on a flat. If it is a zigzag, you want 5 waves. If it's a flat, you want 3 waves. So there's a double zigzag here, A wave and a zigzag here. Okay, I don't like this C wave here, but overall, we can consider it. This eventually would be looking for a nice rally to take out the A wave. That's most commonly, that's the, at least that level. Okay, running flats are rare. They are rare, so I would be really targeting to claim that liquidity that we do have at $114,000. So we're gonna lean on, okay, this is one scenario that can happen. Lots of liquidity here. We could rally up here in a nice impulsive move to claim $113,000, $114,000 range, right? Which is like the target zone for your swing trade. This could take a few days to develop. This is why it's a swing trade. So yeah, I mean, eventually this is only bullish locally. This would be a much larger corrective structure where you have a zigzag down, a flat in your wave X, and then another zigzag to the downside to complete your Y wave. This would be looking much more sexy if you ask me, because if we consider this a 5-wave move up in that contracting diagonal, right, then eventually the timing would be much better, right? Get another leg down in the next coming weeks. And this would be epic, guys, because the opportunity that we would have for looking for long positions, if we were to form a flat right now to finish this X wave, and depending on the breakdown, I mean, we really need to analyze very carefully the zigzag structure here. If we overlap correction, we are looking for longs here like crazy if we get a nice big bounce and a correction, because this would confirm a double zigzag. However, a multiple 1-2 here would still be actually possible, because what if we form a flat here? You got your wave 1 ABC flat, and then you nuke down in a third wave. You got 1-2, and your second 1-2, your 2 is a flat. So I mean, preferably we do take out this high, that is for sure, to really understand that, okay, that's it, guys, this is a correction. We are looking for epic longs throughout the next coming weeks, and all-time high is incredibly likely. You take out $119,000, $117,000 lower high, and we run out of bearish cases, right? Multiple 1-2s goes out the window, right? So yeah, we would be looking for very good bullish swing longs, that is for sure, later on, to take out all-time high at some point in the near future. So this is the crucial sweet spot that the price needs to hit to verify that a breakdown is not going to happen. We take out this high, all of the massive bearish case scenarios are invalidated as soon as you take out 117K. So yeah, whatever happens here, we are looking for all-time high. So it's going to be very interesting. There's going to be some opportunity. There's going to be big opportunities on the horizon. This is a very interesting area of confluence, taking out 113.5K. That's an interesting zone. It's anchored VWAP from all-time high. It's the value area low from this consolidation. This is why this scenario of a zigzag in wave W, a flat, claim the highs, and then zigzag down in the next coming weeks, becomes a very interesting zone. If we get exhaustion, get some double tops, we want to try and catch a double top here locally, guys, because it's big resistance. Anchored VWAP from all-time high and the value area low of this entire consolidation of the last, 2 months. This is a big level. You have a bearish case based on Elliott wave theory. You have a lot of confluence based on value area low and anchored VWAP. And we know that these levels get respected. Anchored VWAP from the low of April, guess what? That's where we're bouncing. Anchored VWAP from a major pivot high or a major pivot low is very important. So anchored VWAP from all-time high, there's no other major pivot level, is brutal. play the game, wait for exhaustion, double tops. This could be a flat structure and off we go to the downside. It could even be a multiple 1-2 still. Why? Because you have your wave 1, wave 2, second wave 1, and hang on a minute, you could still form a flat and then nuke down in a third wave. This is your hard invalidation right over here. So yeah, it becomes interesting. Anchored VWAP, value area low. You still have the multiple 1-2 that could still be possible. Ultimately, preferably, we look for this scenario, which would be a flat and then just a zigzag down to then, eventually look for massive long positions later on the exhaustion and other support levels that we do have down here. We're not going to talk about them because that's irrelevant, right? We'll talk about it once we get down there, and we'll discuss that in the Legends Pro community, of course. If you are interested in daily updates, possible scenarios where I'm looking for trading setups, make sure to join the Legends Pro community, okay? You can get access to that joining the Telegram down below in the description. You can access the Legends Pro community. We'll give you information to join, and to join the VIP where I'm sharing, where I'm swing trading either Ethereum or Bitcoin. The swing short on Ethereum was provided there. Very simple to get in. Join the Telegram, sign up with one of the links down below on Bluffin all weeks, and deposit a minimum amount, okay? And you get access to let you know where I'm trading, guys. Okay, where I'm getting into these swing positions. Simple, very easy to access, okay? So this is where we are at the moment, guys, currently with Bitcoin. Squeeze zone, bouncing here for the moment at the anchored VWAP and the point of control of this consolidation range, right? And we also have, the anchored VWAP to the upside from all-time high and the value area low. We have the different Elliott wave scenarios. To break down this major level of confluence, we need a powerful wave. We do have options. It is the multiple 1-2 breakdown, right? Breakdown in a third wave. We do have the other scenarios on why we could get resistance at $114,000 after claiming that lower high and that liquidity, which we do have, which is either the multiple 1-2. However, in the second wave 2, you form a flat, you double top here, choppiness, and you reject. Interesting zone to look for shorts here. Or we also have not only the multiple 1-2, we have the double zigzag, and you're busy with the flat here in your wave X, okay, which is eventually taking out that high also. Interesting level of resistance and support, major levels on the higher time frame, guys. This is what we do have. Ethereum, let's see what happens with Ethereum, but I want Ethereum to get down to the low 4K levels, potentially even test this low, and then I'm out and looking for longs. That's where I'm closing my swing long if I don't get stopped out at break even eventually from that epic trade. Guys, remember, Bluffin, Weeks, they're my favorite exchanges, okay? At the moment, they only require an email and a password. You get the best bonuses for both of them. 100% airdrop here on Weeks, 10% cashback on your deposit on Bluffin. Bluffin is really leading the way right now. Massive amount of volume and liquidity, fast execution trades. You get VIP 1 or VIP 2 depending on what you deposit, guys, which decreases your fees on your trades. Take advantage on these exchanges that only require an email and a password. Second link is Bluffin. Third link is BTCC, or fourth link is Weeks. Okay, take advantage. You only need an email and a password. And if you sign up with that link, you're getting access to the VIP channel. Okay, hook me up, send me a DM on the first link down below, and I'll share my trades, guys. Not much more. This is basically it, what we have for Bitcoin, guys. Many different scenarios. Thank you very much for joining. I got my brother around here, so we're going to do a little bit of a few things, this evening. So I made this a little bit of a quick one, but I've hopefully explained myself on the scenarios. Let me know, did anybody long Bitcoin based on yesterday's double bottom possibility? The low is not in yet. If we claim the low, a double bottom here is nice. What else? I cannot trade for you guys. I can only give you the information and the possible scenarios that can develop. You are the one that needs to take action. Manage your risk. Let's destroy that like button all together. Cheers, Andy. Lars, much love to you, brother. Andy, how much do you risk in swings? Well, I do like to build up the position on swings, okay? Going to 3.5% max. Start with 0.5, 1%, and just build up with the information that we currently get, okay? As it is a swing trade and I'm looking for higher levels in this case. Well, I start small and build up as we do get signs of strength, or we form local double bottoms, right? Bullish CVD divergence, okay? You need more information. Love you, bro. I love you too. Suzanne, I have your entry. Much love to everybody. Jahan, good advice. No financial advice. Dimitri, love you, man. Love you too. Mike, much love to everybody. Hope you enjoyed this quick live stream going straight to the point on Bitcoin and the scenarios. Let me know if you joined that long position based on yesterday's video update, guys. We only try and provide the best technical analysis possible and educate the community with very good risk management, guys. Remember, this is a marathon. It's not getting to the biggest trade ever and the biggest percentage gains. You need to get into consistent winning trades throughout your trading career and build up your capital. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining today, and I'll see you in the next one.